For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open, the eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed, the head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward, the gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt, truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching, the voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple, all you sow you reap. The soul of truth is flaming, the heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
The Prime Minister recently had a conversation with a constituent, and the exchange was quite revealing, and he shared that exchange with new recruits, police recruits, earlier today. You'll be hearing from him during the course of the broadcast as we welcome you to another week of the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as on YouTube. And what should you do? Don't forget to subscribe and like. We go up until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Your calls as well at 452-2979. That's 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. That's 716-2026. And Kim Ann will be going through some of your comments in the chat room. I'd like to say hello to Mr. Rigobert. No doubt he is listening to the broadcast. Someone who's visiting from the United States shared a photograph with me. Apparently she went to see Mr. Rigobert over the weekend. So we hope, Mr. Rigobert, you had an enjoyable and fantastic weekend. Likewise, all of you who are watching and listening to the program either in St. Lucia and beyond the shores of the island. We have a lot of ground to cover between now and when the program concludes. So the Prime Minister, National Security Minister, Mr. Philip J. Pierre, just moments ago met with some new police recruits. He addressed them, as a matter of fact, some 80 new recruits. And he shared a particular experience that he had with a constituent from his Castries East constituency. And I will be able to share that with you in just a moment. You will be hearing the Prime Minister in his own words, because in effect he's saying, you will come under immense pressure and challenge. Attempts will be made to corrupt you because the big thing is not you having succeeded in becoming a police recruit, but it's after that, the challenges that await you. I don't know if we're ready to hear that clip of the Prime Minister, Mr. Philip J. Pierre, so let us listen to him right now as he relays and that exchange that he had with that constituent of Castries East recently.
I was speaking to a guy and he said to me, he said, boss, let me tell you something. And that's the reality that you face because you come from the society. You come from Mars, you come from the society. So it's not easy for you. So anybody that again pretends that it's easy for you and tell you all kinds of things that, well, you should do that, it's difficult for you because you come from the society. A society that puts money ahead of everything else. A society that believes that everybody is corruptible. A society that peddles bad news in public. A society that peddles lies and misinformation. That's the society that you come from. That's the society you have to go into. So it's not going to be easy for you. So I was saying something. So I met a fellow, when I was in my constituency, a guy in the block he said, boss, let's reason. He said, you tell me go and work. Then I go and work, a man pay me $100 a day. At the end of the month, at the end of the week, I have $500. Now boss, I can do a thing. I tell you what the thing you tell me you can do. And I can make $5,000. And once they catch me, I good. You heard a phrase? Once they catch me, I good. Now, you may think that's just talk. But when you're in this business, as long as I am, you speak to these people and you almost understand what they're saying. So you're going to be faced with that. Particularly, you have the power, you have a uniform. So your access to that kind of thinking is going to be even easier because you have the power and the uniform. And you have people who are going to encourage you to do it. I was speaking to a guy and he said to me, he said, boss, let me tell you something. And that's the reality that you face because you come from the society. You come from Mars, you come from the society. So it's not easy for you. So anybody that again pretends that it's easy for you and tell you all kinds of things that, well, you should do that, it's difficult for you because you come from the society. A society that puts money ahead of everything else. A society that believes that everybody is corruptible. A society that peddles bad news in public. A society that peddles lies and misinformation. That's the society that you come from. That's the society you have to go into. So it's not going to be easy for you. So I was saying something. So I met a fellow, when I was in my constituency, a guy in the block he said, boss, let's reason. He said, you tell me go and work. Then I go and work, a man pay me $100 a day. At the end of the month, at the end of the week, I have $500. Now boss, I can do a thing. I tell you what the thing you tell me you can do. And I can make $5,000. And once they catch me, I good. You heard a phrase? Once they catch me, I good. Now, you may think that's just talk. But when you're in this business, as long as I am, you speak to these people and you almost understand what they're saying. So you're going to be faced with that. Particularly, you have the power, you have a uniform. So your access to that kind of thinking is going to be even easier because you have the power and the uniform. And you have people who are going to encourage you to do it.
The island's Prime Minister and Minister with responsibility for national security addressing new recruits of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, some 80 of them earlier on today. We all know and understand the society that we are existing in. But it's passing strange that the Prime Minister and national security of our country would say that, we're giving the impression that it's easy for our police officers to say no to bribes and to being corrupted. If you properly train your police officers, most of them at least are properly trained, and they are properly compensated for the work at hand, most of them should not be corruptible. No, none of them or most of them should not be easily because of some kind of illegal form of compensation. And the Prime Minister ties this in with the spreading of false news and false information, and we'll be dealing with that in a more in-depth manner during the course of our program. Because one set of politicians would have you believe that it's only their opponents who are liars. It is only their opponents who are corrupt and will do illegal things and who manage the financial resources of the country. By now, most of you have reached the consensus that most politicians lie, and a significant number of them have found themselves getting engaged in corrupt acts. We're not talking alone about somehow giving contracts to friends and families and so on, kickback, not that alone. Corruption also involves providing opportunities to your relatives, to your friends, party supporters, at the expense of other sections of the society. That is also corruption. And the Prime Minister is saying that it's difficult for you because you're coming from the society. Yes, you're coming from the society. Yes, you're coming from an environment where so many people, the only thing they know is to get involved in corrupt acts so that they could eke out a living. That is what they understand. That's how they have been socialized. But that is why the police would have gone through great lengths, the hierarchy of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, to do proper vetting. You just don't go out there and select police officers and they are trained for 6 months and expect that those police officers will act according to the law, or they'll be exemplary individuals or members of the society. They will lead by example. That's not how it works. You must do, as we like to say in most instances in St. Lucia, your due diligence. So I think the Prime Minister is doing those recruits a disservice, almost inadvertently saying to them, it's kind of understandable if you're corrupted during your career, because that is what we know in our society. According to him, a society that puts money above everything. Well, as far as the politicians are concerned, they themselves will prostitute themselves and do anything to get into office and to stay in office. That will include, to the surprise of their supporters, easily somersaulting from one party to another without any kind of shame, and then they'll go on to justify this. But I'll give you an opportunity in just a bit to react to the statement that was made by the Prime Minister moments ago. Talking about politicians having the propensity to lie. And And unfortunately, as I said earlier on, the impression has been given that it's only one set of politicians who lie, who fib, who have some kind of disconnection with the truth. Most politicians lie. And we have provided you with the evidence from time to time of politicians misleading you, politicians creating false impressions, all in an attempt to get some unfair advantage. Well, there is a guy over in Wales who has been on a crusade over several years now, a politician by the name of Adam Price. And through his efforts, the Welsh Parliament is considering a proposal for politicians who are found to be lying to the public, deliberately at that, for them to be prosecuted under a particular law. And that person, if found guilty, would be disqualified from being a member of Parliament. How many such individuals in St. Lucia you can think of right now would have to be suspended or even disqualified from being a member of Parliament on account of lying, on account of twisting things, on account of exaggerating and deliberately misleading you, the audience. And so Adam Price was speaking on this whole issue of politicians and the propensity for them to lie some 4 years ago on the ITV program Good Morning Britain.
It can be demonstrated that a statement has been deliberately made to manipulate the electorate for political gain, as in when you made that statement. No, when you made that statement, you knew that that wasn't true, and yet you said it anyway because you felt that you could gain political advantage. If it can be demonstrated that a statement has been deliberately made to manipulate the electorate for political gain, as in when you made that statement. No, when you made that statement, you knew that that wasn't true, and yet you said it anyway because you felt that you could gain political advantage.
That's Welsh politician Adam Price speaking on the ITV program Good Morning Britain some 4 years ago. We'll open the lines to take your calls right now at 452-2979. That's 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. That's 716-2026. And of course, your comments in the chat room. Kibani will go through those comments right now. What's happening? And happy weekend to you. Hope you had a good weekend, by the way, Kibani.
I did, Tim. Did you?
Very good.
Wonderful. Some reactions to the Prime Minister's statement in the chat room. Someone says, we want back Henry Girardi. He was one of the best lawyers we had in St. Lucia. Another comment, someone says, he needs to give Ernest Thaddeus and McLeod that lecture. Someone else says, the handle has more than the piston. Someone telling the PM that I am skeptical that that conversation took place. Another comment, in all seriousness, best of luck to the police recruits. Someone else in the chat says, let's see, anytime this PM speaks, he speaks BS. And that's about it for me, Tim.
Thank you so much. 452-2979. We have a call in line. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Timothy.
Yes, good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes, you said that the Prime Minister addressed some recruits and they have about 80 recruits?
Yes.
So what's about Borderley and the St. Lucia Fire Service? You do not know how many recruits you need because they're in dire need of also.
I am not aware.
Okay. All right, because I think, well, the police always getting more priorities, but what about the other two agencies, like the fire service and Borderley?
Yeah.
Because you have persons that retiring and persons that resigning, and, these two agencies also need some recruitment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, caller.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I think we have another call online. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello? Okay, we have lost that call. But 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We will try again as we say hello and good afternoon to you, caller. Hello.
Yeah, hi Tim. Good day. How you doing?
I'm okay, caller. Good afternoon to you.
Yes. I just wanted to say that I wanted to compliment two of your greatest contributors to the show. It's not often that I call very rarely. But I want to compliment Mr. Rick Wayne for his service to the country and all the work he has done and what he's currently doing on your show, educating the people, standing up for the poor and the marginalized and the those people who cannot get justice. So high praises to him. I want to also compliment another contributor, Ms. Nigel Toussaint. Again, that's a great son of the soil and a great woman of the soil. And again, her contribution is very highly appreciated. She's very learned and intelligent, just like Rick Wayne. And her contributions to the program, I think, really enlightens the populace. So I want to encourage her. I know, sometimes she has a little back and forth with Rick, but I want to encourage her to continue what she's doing. It's highly appreciated by us, the people of St. Lucia. So I don't want her to get discouraged when something negative is said about her. So I just wanted to say that today. Thank you very much, Tim.
All right, thank you so much. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And in this current environment, it's almost risky calling in to this broadcast in particular and speaking your mind on certain issues, especially if they are of a political nature, and you're gonna criticize the actions of ruling party politicians. You criticize people for ineptitude and criticize people in some cases when you deem them not to be performing to a high standard, or certain things that are happening in the country that you believe is wrong. So people of that nature will call and will freely speak their mind, and not only speak their mind, but shed light on certain issues, because there are a number of people who are ignorant of certain subject areas, and they rely on other people who, not brainiacs, but people who are very much au fait with a lot of the issues that are happening in the country, to educate them. And God alone knows that we need that kind of free flow of ideas to take place in our country, when so many people now are being misled, and we know why. It is either for the governing party to remain in office, or in instances where the to get into power. So, and to a large extent, people may also do their fair share of fact-checking, because politicians do lie, and their motive is because they want to hold on to power. It's not that they want to serve you. It's not that they necessarily want to improve your lot in life. It is basically something that is aimed at ensuring that they benefit from remaining in power. We have a call. Good afternoon to you, NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to you.
How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
Fine. The gentleman who spoke a while ago, I applaud him, and I am happy that he did what he did. The lady made her contribution, and I was happy that she did so. Sometimes when we hear contributions, we can disagree, but don't disrespect. You understand? And like him, I hope that she continues to make her contributions however often that she wants to, because it's her right. Now, Timothy, there are three things I want to deal with as quick as possible. Notice, impact has, it has popped up its head. And Timothy, do you know that is a detour? Have you realized that?
What do you mean when you say it's a
It is
detour?
to detour you, to take
distract,
you off
to distract,
track
to
of where
distract.
you were getting hot.
Mm-hmm.
You were getting really, really hot. And as you were coming to that heat, that fire, then you were detoured. And now you into impacts. And we've gone back again into that same old mud. And it's like just spinning a top in mud. And we've gone back.
Well, let's put it this way: distraction or not, at some point in time, there will be some revelation with regard to impacts on that investigation and the alleged extrajudicial killings.
I do agree.
It will not be on the back forever, caller. I think at some point in time there has kind of revelation to put the whole thing into perspective.
It's just that we went through that so much and for so long, and then we're now going back to the
But there's not been a resolution, caller. There has not
like
been
a recurring decimal, you know that way?
There's not been a resolution.
I understand. There will be, don't worry. Timothy, the next thing, Carnival is next month, and every time, the day after or the week after, when I call, I make my contribution, and so it is always the Christian Council is hard. Oh, the Christian Council doesn't say anything. They don't come. Right now, Christian Council about Carnival, the station. Did they send anything to you?
I have a statement, but I will play it during the course of the week.
I think so. You should.
And also, I think it was the subject of a news item. I don't vision.
Oh, you should.
Yeah.
Because many times it is said that the Christian they only say anything the churches and they are hypocrites and whatever. It's just that I am not hearing anything on the radio about it. And next month, I know it's going to be terrible because of what I see. People are already starting to dress in costume, if you know what I mean, on the streets. And I just hope that St. Lucian, especially our ladies, come on, bring the respect in dress, in mode of dress modestly. I'm seeing it and I have to speak about it, and persons may not know what I'm saying, but it's really getting out of hand, Timothy. Sometimes we say that this is an indisciplined country, we don't have discipline. We are starting to see it. And Tim, last week there was an accident in the area of EG down by the airport.
Yeah, the John Compton Highway.
With the children. Children suffered. They suffered. All of them did suffer, but one of them, a trauma. And I hope that, and I pray that she recuperates nicely. Timothy, that just goes to show you that the police on the streets they have to come, better than that. You hardly see policemen on the streets, on the roads, and if you see them, Timothy, speaking of which, have you ever seen police on a Saturday night?
You hardly see them, particularly on
or
a Saturday evening,
in the city on a Saturday evening,
or on a Sunday. I don't know. I think we're suffering from a shortage of police officers.
Yes, we need to have police officers on the road. And especially in that area, Timothy, we need the junction there to come on the main road. That's a dangerous place, And I don't know why they have not come from Lance Road to come on the main road, because it is very dangerous. And I hope that they place persons in that area so that they would better be able to manage that area with the children, because there are 2 schools coming from there. Timothy, another thing, I've been calling you and speaking to you about a school in my area. School present is no sign saying that we are in a school zone. There is no sign indicating anything to slow down or to keep your volume down or anything like that in our area. Timothy, it's in the Leclerc area, dealing with the Vidbutai Primary School and Vidbutai Secondary School, just in the back there. There should be a sign. I'm tired of saying that. The kids are coming out and the children are moving from a side road into a main road. There is no sign showing that children will be running across the road. The only thing that is there is a sign that was left, I think it's by Renault, indicating that there would be trucks coming out of the lane. And they're telling you to slow down. And still that does not even stop them. But probably if they see children, if they see, let's just be devil's advocate. Probably if they see children, on the sign showing that this is a school zone, people might respect it even more. Please, I'm asking them to put a sign there, Timothy. I've been saying that over and over again. I'm not even going to talk about the road because the road is in the same problem. There's a problem where, you remember I told you about the busted pipes?
Yeah.
Right. They did how would I call it? A fast fix, but still it has gone back to where if heavy duty trucks pass on it, it just gets busted again. So Timothy, I hope that I didn't take up too much of your time.
Always a pleasure to hear from you.
I beg your pardon?
Always a pleasure to hear from you, caller.
Okay, Tim. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Kimani, what's in the chat room?
In the chat room, someone says this law should be implemented in every island, every country or state, referring to that clip you played from a few years ago.
Yeah.
Another comment, what a delivery by the leader of the opposition last night. So much more content to digest than what was presented by the government. Now I really need answers from the government as this has serious implications and possible serious repercussions. Another comment, do we have to rely on the press to uncover factual information about our government and their operations? In a developed information society that we live in, we need a Freedom of Information Act. It cannot be left to the press or the accidental whistleblower who will squeal only when his party is not in power. Another comment, the magistrate still has to clear her name after the comments on Friday's show. Her first-hand knowledge of corruption in the judicial system, yet she remained mute but expected others to speak up.
And by the way, it's being reported that the Islands Police Commissioner, Josita Descat-Pelius, will convene her own press conference, and that is in light of the so many statements and allegations that were made by the DPP regarding in a number of cases that remain active, and for one reason or the other, those cases cannot be finalized because in some instances the police have not completed the investigations. You have a number of cases where things have not sent out for tests and so on, and definitely the DPP is giving the impression that whatever situation that people might be experiencing right now with regard to the backlog of cases and a number of matters not being brought to some kind of logical conclusion, it is because of inaction on the part of the police. So I'm really looking forward to hearing from the nation's top cop. Any more comments in the chat room?
Someone says, dress modestly on the Bam Bam wall. Another comment, the PM spoke to the police recruits, a YouTube comment by the way, as if he was having a casual conversation. Could he have challenged them, warned them, and inspired them to maintain integrity, honesty, and accountability? Quite empty. Facebook comment, someone says, it's carnival and people will dress accordingly. I am over the continuous debates about it. If you don't want to see a bum bum, then don't watch. But these same individuals are the ones who remain silent when their church members are abused, but openly speak ill about carnival. That's it for me, Tim.
Still to come, suggestions that in most instances in the Caribbean, the opposition is marginalized. Someone is leaving the island very soon to do some monitoring, and we have a whole lot more in store on the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin.
Understanding the financial impact of job loss, First National Bank offers job loss insurance, specially designed to provide our customers support during such uncertain times. In the event you lose your job, coverage provides a financial cushion, easing your worries while helping you navigate career transitions. This coverage ensures that a job loss doesn't have to mean a financial crisis, providing you with the support that you need when you need it most. We are committed to standing by our customers in all of life's ups and downs. Our job loss insurance is more than just a policy. It's a promise of support, offering peace of mind and financial stability, ensuring that you can face career challenges without the added burden of financial stress. First National Bank, here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
When you feel the vibes and the music sweet, KFC on the road giving you the beat. One sandwich, so chicken fries in your hand, a drink to go, best deal in the line. Food for the road.
Enjoy Food for the Road this carnival. For only $30, you get 2 pieces of chicken, 1 sandwich, 1 regular fries, a biscuit, and a 16-ounce soda. But that's not all. There's more. When you purchase this offer, you get a chance to win carnival costumes, event tickets, KFC vouchers, and more. This carnival season, get your KFC Food for the Road. It's finger licking good.
Oi, shh, Vintanza. The carnival spirit just enter Europe hardware, you know, and they are slashing prices as much as 15% off. Imagine, still FS 120 and FS 235 brush cutter, now at 15% discount. What? But it's true, you know. The people say, keep the sale going, and Europa say,
okay, let's do this.
I just come from there and I saw it with my own 2 eyes. Everything with a green tag is priced to go. Welding machines, steam cleaners, vacuum cleaners, pressure washers, power generators, just to name a few.
No missy, I jump in on now and now.
Visit Europa in Massad or call us at 452-0763. Europa, we service what we sell.
St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The ICC Men's T20 World Cup Super 8s are loading. Come see boundary-breaking, history-making matchups. Who will make it to the semifinals? Get your tickets early at your local box office or at tickets.t20.com. It's going to be out of this world. For more information on Super 8 match fixtures, go to t20worldcup.com.
Night Meds is your dependable neighborhood pharmacy. You'll notice that upon entry, you are greeted by caring professional staff, attentive to your every need. Your prescriptions are always treated with a high degree of confidentiality, and we pride ourselves on providing speedy, efficient service. We carry a wide array commonly requested over-the-counter products, and our prices are very competitive. We offer blood pressure testing, blood sugar, and cholesterol testing. We're open to fill your prescriptions Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come visit Salu's gas station on the Miku Highway or call us at 572-6840 or WhatsApp 461-6840 for more information. Night Meds Pharmacy. We are your community med store.
Get your accommodation ready for the event season. Jazz, T20 cricket, and of course, St. Lucia Carnival with hot showers powered by a tropical solar water heater. We offer a variety of sizes for any house, apartment, or hotel, and efficient installation within 24 to 48 hours of purchase. Call us today to find out what specials we have in store for you. With 3 convenient locations in Beaufort, 454-6344, Castries, 453-1868, or Grosley, 450-8201. Tropical Solar. Good for the environment, good for you.
Discover the future of body imaging innovation at La Clinique de Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence, where the gold standard in MRI technology meets unparalleled medical expertise. From the intricate neural pathways of the brain to the delicate structures of the spine, and from the vital functions of the heart to detailed multi-parametric MRI of the prostate, our higher resolution images see the unseen from head to toe. Our radiation-free Signa Prime Tesla 1.5 MRI machine is assisted by artificial intelligence, enhancing its precision in creating quality images for our trained radiologists to give you more accurate readings. Our facility ensures fast access to specialist doctors, including pain management, rheumatology, and family medicine. Proudly serving as a world-class facility in the OECS, we bring international standards of healthcare within your reach. There is no longer a need to travel overseas for superior medical services. Experience the pinnacle of diagnostic precision and patient care right here in St. Lucia. Schedule your MRI with La Clinique de Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence located in Cocoville, Rodney Bay. Call 451-6559 for your appointment. For your peace of mind, ask about our flexible financing options, including our copay system for clients with health care.
Attention shoppers, the Tile Mania sale is happening now. For a limited time, save 25% off all tiles, plus up to 40% off on selected tiles at the Tile Gallery, located inside all MNC, Home Depot, and Sunbelt locations. Whether you're renovating your kitchen, updating your bathroom, or adding a stylish touch to any room, we've got the perfect tiles for you. Visit the Tile Gallery at your nearest MNC, Home Depot, or Sunbelt today and take advantage of the Tile Mania sale. That's 25% off on all tiles, plus 40% off on selected tiles. It's the Tile Mania sale at the Tile Gallery, happening now. Terms and conditions may apply. See in-store for more details.
Someone is asking, do you know who made it to the Calypso finals? The list of finalists: Desrel, Educator, Gamshon, also Herb Black, Minel, Micah, Solange, T.C. Brown, T. Caro, and of course the defending monarch is T. Blacks, and the finals is scheduled for July the 6th. That's the Calypso finals, July the 6th of this year. We have a call as we say good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Good afternoon. Yes, Rick Quinn.
As if to me, it's not NewsSpin that brought back Impact. As if to me, Impact was dead already, you know.
To a certain extent, it was dead.
So who bring back Impact?
The DPV?
As if to me, it's not NewsSpin at all.
Rick, give the lady a break. Give the lady a break today. Give the lady a break.
As if to me, it's the DPP who brought it back. You know? Oh, boy. That dead already. Tim, as I said to you, I really believe, having considered, given a lot of time, considering and reconsidering the facts since the DPP's press conference, that we would be doing justice a service if we were to have a judicial, I will be repeating that over and over, and I would like to hear why we should not have a judicial inquiry on how we got involved with impacts, why we got involved with impacts, and who really is responsible for this lingering horror. Because our courts dealt with those killings that occurred at the time of ORC. Our courts dealt with them. We got, according to the record, we got involved with impacts and the Lee law when it seemed to the Lee people with whom we have an agreement that 2 years had passed since the killings, and we had heard nothing at all about prosecution or what the government planned to do. We had heard nothing. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, you are.
Of course, I was writing because I had my sources, but there were no official pronouncements from the government of the day. And the government of the day, Tim, it might surprise some people to learn, was not Alan Chasney, but Kenny Anthony's government. Kenny Anthony's government is responsible for the investigation, totally responsible. He undertook it while the regular DPP's office was dealing with those cases. In other words, the coroner's courts were already processing those killings, if I put it that way. When Kenny Anthony announced in 2013 that the Americans knew about our court system, they knew that the cases were going through the coroner's inquest as our laws dictate, but that they were obviously not happy with what was coming out of those inquests, and therefore they would have to do something to appease the Americans. That is in Kenny Anthony's 2013 speech. And the question to be asked is, what the hell does America have to do with justice in St. Lucia, a sovereign state?
The Americans call the shots. If they don't want to get involved in something, they don't get involved. But I'm sure what the Americans normally do is to say to you, if you do not comply, if you do not do as I say, well, I will hurt you in many other areas. That includes taking away the visas from you, various forms of assistance, various training as they did.
So, Tim, because America, secrecy, because we didn't have, and I don't agree with you anyway, because all America was asking for was due process. The Lee law arrangement is based on whether or not a government pays attention to gross violations of human rights. Understand that. America may be a bully, but America, the arrangement with the Lee law and us, applies only when there have been gross violations of human rights in a country, and the government appears complicit in that it is doing nothing about bringing the perpetrators to justice.
But according to you, and we all know that the government, the authorities were doing something, but the judiciary was doing something about it in St. Lucia.
Let us be clear.
Not to the satisfaction of the Americans.
I have something to tell you that might even raise your spirits in a minute. The judiciary was not doing something, Tim. The judiciary was doing what the law says it is supposed to do in the circumstances of unexplained deaths. The judiciary, by the time Kenny Anthony addressed the nation in 2013, had completed 6 of the inquest, Tim. And in the speech Kenny delivered in 2013, he said the Americans were aware of that. On that basis alone, St. Lucia had kept its bargain, its arrangement with the Lee people. Because it was only when it appeared that St. Lucia was doing nothing about a suspected gross violation of human rights that the Lee law was activated. Am I being very clear?
Yes, you are.
So in the Prime Minister's speech, and I'm talking about Kenny Anthony, in the Prime Minister's speech, he referenced that what I just told you there. But he says it appears that the Americans were not satisfied with what our courts were doing. Can you believe that?
But if he says, it appears, and the Prime Minister would have been, he would have been, but Rick, he would have been conversing with the Americans. So he just didn't want to say boldly. No. That's not it. Rick, it's not voodoo. It is not voodoo. That is my interpretation of the whole thing. Maybe you have a different interpretation. Tell me that, because we have not been the flies on the wall. We have not been the flies on the wall, listening to the conversation between the then Prime Minister and the Americans. So there are a lot of things we're not privy to.
Let us deal with what we do know, because we have some things that we do know for a fact, and there are some things we're speculating on. We do know for a fact what the laws of St. Lucia say regarding unexplained deaths. We do know for a fact that the due process was going on, that in fact 6 inquests had been completed. And Kenny Anthony was telling us Americans knew that. But it appears to Kenny Anthony, and he gives you the reason why, by the way. It appears to Kenny Anthony that if the Americans were happy, they would have restored by now all the gifts they were giving us. They would have restored it. And since they had not restored it, Kenny Anthony came to the stated conclusion, that they were unhappy. There's nothing on the record that says America was unhappy with anything. As a matter of fact, when finally the American ambassador came to St. Lucia and had an open meeting in the House, including questions from reporters, she again restated America's position that America has never called for any kind of conviction, that America calls for due process, so that America only wanted due process, not to dictate who is found guilty or not guilty. Let us be very clear on that. There is absolutely no evidence anywhere that America was saying so and so and so and so and so need to be sent to prison or put before the courts. Nowhere. And I tell you, the ambassador repeated the American situation, the position, that America was not interested in convictions of any individuals. America was interested in due process, and America did not want to see gross violations of human rights occurring and for the government to be doing absolutely nothing about it. So you don't need to be a fly on the wall. Kenny Anthony answered the question for you. And so did Ambassador, whatever it is her name was. She said it there as well. Let us get those facts right. They are documented. Tim, you have accessible to you the video of that visit when the ambassador came to St. Lucia and what she said in answer to questions from the press, quite apart from her own statements, and what she suggested the DPP Green ought to do to get the full restoration of the assistance we were getting. So, Tim, you don't have to burst your brains and speculate. You don't have to imagine yourself a fly on the wall. Just read the record. Just review the tapes. Just listen. Just play Kenny's videos over. Read Kenny's speeches of 2013 and 2015. So let us not confuse the people more. And I want to say to him that a resolution of that thing is imperative, because the policemen have taken a lot of heat, and by all accounts, unjustified, because nobody has convicted anybody. I don't even know anybody has ever been charged, Tim.
No one has not been charged.
So they have been suffering the consequences of impacts for all those years. And a proper investigation, as the DPP said he advised and was rebuffed, a proper judicial inquiry may well lift the load of those policemen altogether, their families, etc., etc., etc. Forget all our speculations. Forget all of that. And we have a lot of things went haywire, and I don't have the time to go through, but you'll be hearing from me over the next several, until something is resolved. I conscientiously suggest that in the interest of justice, the people of this country and the authorities who represent us ought to be having a public inquiry so that everybody can hear and see into why and how we got into impacts. We already know what happened with our courts because the inquest is there, the reports were there, they were open inquests. We already know. Why did we pay such scant regard to the inquest and so much attention officially to Kenny Anthony's investigation, Tim? You hear what I'm saying? So I'll leave it at that. And let me say this to you. As you know, I had a big event on Friday. And Tim, from the moment my driver got into my car, all the way to Pigeon Point, and the people, the numbers of people, workers, guests, people who just dropped by, were all talking about how much information is coming out of a certain show. Your show, Tim. I could not believe that. I could not believe it. It's as though those people, there is no other watering hole, and by that I mean not the rum watering hole, but water in the heat. There is no other watering hole than NewsSpin. So be proud of what you're doing, because a lot of people who do not necessarily register on your chat room or your numbers are listening, because the details they were giving me of shows way back, Tim, and right up to the moment. And I tell you, a lot of those heard me talk about that concept, the matter of the judicial inquiry, and a lot of those people are in favor of that as opposed to going out under arrest. And that is another problem again, because if we insist on the arrest and the DPP and what he said, we have a major hurdle there. To go and arrest police officers, perhaps unfairly, perhaps whose rights have been denied them, trampled on, etc. We have to be very, very, very careful. And above all, by everything the DPP is suggesting, we have another mountain, and it is that the government, including the police commissioner, have all told him, go to hell when he's doing his job, and calling on them to take certain action. Not the Attorney General, even with a cabinet conclusion, has told the DPP in effect to go to hell. The commissioner, whom he said is the busiest commissioner, and everybody thinks he was being sarcastic. I refuse to believe that, because I don't expect my DPP to have a press conference just to be sarcastic. So I believe he was serious, whatever. He considered her the busiest commissioner he ever encountered. Sadly, he didn't give us evidence of it, but that is what he said. But while he was praising her, he was also telling us she also told him in effect to go to hell. So, Tim, that is the situation we are facing. So you don't need to be a fly on the wall. You don't need to be a speculator. Just face the facts. And impacts will not die until there is some kind of resolution on that.
But Rick, it's very...
on behalf of all those people who talk to me.
It's very gratifying, you know, when you are embarking upon a course of action that is meant to do well, that is meant to change the society in a positive direction, and at least some people really are celebrating this, and they're appreciative of the work that is being done, because it is an arduous task. It is one that is fraught with a lot of challenges and dangers.
I am not exaggerating. It started with my driver. I live in Cuba. It started my driver all the way up and in the evening when he was driving me back. But quite apart from him, workers at Pigeon Point, from the gate onwards, people I just bumped into, people who are guests, etc. Some of them not even from St. Lucia, you know, were all talking about how informative the show is.
And by the way, a certain individual said that he should have been invited, eh? A certain Rastafarian friend of yours said he should have been invited to the wedding ceremony.
Wait a minute, I gotta know. Oh, but tell my Rastafarian producer that 2 people did all of the inviting, the organizing, and everything else. The only thing some other people did was pay the bill.
Right. Okay.
but the couple invited every guest. So tell my producer, forgive me, our producer,
yeah,
and Rastafarian, although I don't think man's a real Rasta, you know. But anyway, but forgive me, but it's not my fault. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rick. Of course, referring there to DBS's Junior. Let's continue. Kimani, long overdue. What is happening in the chat room?
Someone says, Rick, don't get Tim swell-headed. Another comment in the chat, big up Tim and NewsSpin, the most marked talk show in St. Lucia. Someone says, KDA is responsible for impacts just to get political mileage. Another comment, they've been lying to the people over and over, and it's about time the St. Lucian people tell these people enough is enough. The proper question, Rick, is to ask, what does the U.S. have to do with our justice system? As far as I understand, the U.S. did not tell us to subvert our justice system. Imagine Kenny Anthony ordered an investigation of the police based on hearsay, allegations of wrongdoing against the police officers by criminals and their associates. Another comment, I said from early that we should have had a truth reconciliation tribunal to resolve impacts. Another comment, Rick Wayne, where is the champagne for the news spinners? Hope all went well. Someone says, so they decided the King Kakao gave them too much prickle. People, Carnival cannot remain as it was 10-15 years ago. If we leave it the same way, then the people taking part would be the elderly. The world has changed and continues to change, so in order for us to attract visitors and the young generation, we must go with the flow, and you all must understand that. Another comment, the only response we expect to get from the commissioner is this matter is under investigation or this matter cannot be discussed in public. Just like the DPP, they will throw each other under the bus. Again, someone says, so Kakao didn't make finals? That's crazy. Rebuttal speeches is the order of the day. Unless our so-called leaders are not implicated or fingered, they never find it necessary to update us or inform us on pertinent issues. Someone says that press conference by the COP may just be more of an eye-opener. It's what will not be said. That's it for me.
All right, thank you so much, Kimani. Somebody will be leaving St. Lucia during the course of this week to do some monitoring, and he made that disclosure last week during a particular ceremony. We'll hear from him right now, and of course later you'll be hearing from the leader of the opposition, Mr. Alan Shastny, threatening legal action over CIP. But first, who will be doing the monitoring? Let us watch and listen.
I wish to humbly advise, that the Speaker of the House of Assembly of St. Lucia has been chosen by the United Kingdom government to be an election monitor at the elections of July 4th, 2024. So I will be traveling to the UK next week, Thursday. I wish to humbly advise, that the Speaker of the House of Assembly of St. Lucia has been chosen by the United Kingdom government to be an election monitor at the elections of July 4th, 2024. So, so I will be traveling to the UK next week, Thursday.
The Speaker of the House, Mr. Claudius J. Francis. Still to come, you will be hearing from the Leader of the Opposition, will be sharing part of his open letter to the Prime Minister on the whole CIP controversy. This is the most monitored talk show in the world.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus take charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640, or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely. First National Bank acknowledges the significance and accountability associated with vehicle ownership. For this reason, we have partnered with leading insurers to provide our vehicle loan customers with motor vehicle insurance that is not only comprehensive but also affordable. Policies cover a wide range of scenarios, ensuring that whether it's a minor mishap or a major accident, you're protected without the worry of financial strain. This insurance is designed to integrate seamlessly into your lifestyle, safeguarding your journey without adding to your financial burdens. Our preferential rates are part of our commitment to ensuring that every customer can drive with peace of mind. We believe that safety on the road is a necessity, not a luxury. With First National Bank, you're not just a customer, you're part of a community that values your safety and financial well-being. First National Bank, here for you.
St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The ICC Men's T20 World Cup Super 8s are loading. Come see boundary-breaking, history-making matchups. Who will make it to the semifinals? Get your tickets early at your local box office or at tickets.t20.com. It's going to be out of this world. For more information on Super 8 match fixtures, go to t20worldcup.com.
Oi, shh, Vintanza. The carnival spirit just entered Europe, how do you know? And they are slashing prices as much as 15% off. Imagine, still FS 120 and FS 235 brush cutter, now at 15% discount. What? But it's true, you know. The people say, keep the sale going, and Europa say,
okay, let's do this.
I just come from there and I saw it with my own two eyes. Everything with a green tag is priced to go. Welding machines, steam cleaners, vacuum cleaners, pressure washers, power generators, just to name a few.
No mistake, I jump in on now and now.
Visit Europa in Massad or call us at 452-0763. Europa, we service what we sell.
When you feel the vibes and the music sweet, KFC on the road giving you the beat. One sandwich, so chicken fries in your hand. A drink to go, best deal in the line. Food for the road.
Enjoy Food for the Road this carnival. For only $30, you get 2 pieces of chicken, 1 sandwich, 1 regular fries, a biscuit, and a 16-ounce soda. But that's not all. There's more. When you purchase this offer, you get a chance to win carnival costumes, event tickets, KFC vouchers, and more. This carnival season, get your KFC Food for the Road.
It's finger licking good. Discover the future of body imaging innovation at La Clinique du Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence, where the gold standard in MRI technology meets unparalleled medical expertise. From the intricate neural pathways of the brain to the delicate structures of the spine, and from the vital functions of the heart to detailed multi-parametric MRI of the prostate, our higher resolution images see the unseen from head to toe. Our radiation-free Signa Prime Tesla 1.5 MRI machine is assisted by artificial intelligence, enhancing its precision in creating quality images for our trained radiologists to give you more accurate readings. Our facility ensures fast access to specialist doctors, including pain management, rheumatology, and family medicine. Proudly serving as a world-class facility in the OECS, we bring international standards of healthcare within your reach. There is no longer a need to travel overseas for superior medical services. Experience the pinnacle of diagnostic precision and patient care right here in St. Lucia. Schedule your MRI with La Clinique de Cour's Diagnostic Center of Excellence located in Cocoville, Rodney Bay. Call 451-6559 for your appointment. For your peace of mind, ask about our flexible financing options, including our copay system for clients with healthcare.
Get your accommodation ready for the event season. Jazz, T20 cricket, and of course, St. Lucia Carnival with hot showers powered by a tropical solar water heater. We offer a variety of sizes for any house, apartment, or hotel, and efficient installation within 24 to 48 hours of purchase. Call us today to find out what specials we have in store for you. With 3 convenient locations in Beaufort, 454-6344, Castries, 453-1868, or Grosley, 450-8201. Tropical Solar, good for the environment, good for you.
Win a trip for 2 to Jamaica. Guinness Sounds of Greatness is back. You now have a chance to win and win big. Purchase Guinness on special at select bars and supermarkets for a chance to win a 4-day all-expense-paid trip to Jamaica. July 3rd to the 6th for Jamaica's Guinness Sounds of Greatness concert. Receive a prize card with every purchase to reveal instant prizes and to submit your entry for the grand prize. See press for details. Must be 18 and over to participate. Guinness, made of more. Drink and live responsibly. Sponsored by St. Lucia Times, Inter-Caribbean Airways, and energized by Climax.
Attention shoppers, the Tile Mania sale is happening now. For a limited time, save 25% off all tiles, plus up to 40% off on selected tiles at the Tile Gallery, located inside all MNC, Home Depot, and Sunbelt locations. Whether you're renovating your kitchen, updating your bathroom, or adding a stylish touch to any room, we've got the perfect tiles for you. Visit the Tile Gallery at your nearest MNC, Home Depot, or Sunbelt today and take advantage of the Tile Mania sale. That's 25% off on all tiles, plus 40% off on selected tiles. It's the Tile Mania sale at the Tile Gallery, happening now. Terms and conditions may apply.
A reaction to the Speaker of the House of Assembly traveling to the UK to monitor the elections there. Somebody says that Tim should have said, quote, the Speaker of the House of St. Lucia has been invited, not chosen. We are no longer a colony. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. So, the leader of the parliamentary opposition, Mr. Alan Chastney, has penned an open letter to the Prime Minister on the CIP controversy. And he shared part of this, in fact, the entire letter, with the nation via an address to the nation on Sunday evening. So we have part of that letter being read by the leader of the opposition, Mr. Alan Chastney, in which he says that probably legal action would have to be taken so that this whole situation can be remedied.
Prime Minister, if this fiasco is not handled seriously and urgently, it will have grave legal implications that can jeopardize our visa-free arrangements, our correspondent bank agreements, our country's reputation, and raises worrying concerns about the management of state funds. The Chamber of Commerce, private sector, and the Bankers Association, among others, I expect are anxiously awaiting your decisive action, as are our foreign state partners, who've entrusted us to respect the privilege of the visa-free access, which, if abused, can lead to dire consequences for their national security. In the last couple of weeks, we've been informed of 5 Chinese nationals who've obtained citizenship from St. Kitts and Dominica, who were arrested in the United States, England, and Singapore for criminal acts. United Kingdom has already terminated visa-free access for Dominicans. The European governments are in a process of empowering their commission to terminate the Schengen visa-free access to any country that has a CIP program. They have also sternly warned the OACS and have demanded that they harmonize and strengthen their programs by June of 2024. St. Lucia, after much duress, has now indicated it will sign the MOA. Your government's procrastination suggests that you are not taking heed of these clear signals of danger, and your recklessness is likely to cost us dearly. These secret projects, the lies and relentless propaganda, all designed to protect the victory and to allow party favorites to plunder state resources, is a recipe for disaster. The opposition, therefore, cannot sit idly by and watch this disastrous situation unfold. Once again, we call for Minister Hilaire's removal from your cabinet while the investigation is ongoing. The immediate termination of the CEO of the CIP unit, Mr. McLeod Emmanuel. The replacement of all current board members of the CIP unit who are implicated in this, and the suspension of the infrastructure option or its amendment via formal regulations. In addition, all further applications from Galaxy must be suspended pending completion of an independent audit, and Galaxy itself must be suspended as a marketing agent of the program. Prime Minister, if you do not take action, we'll be left with no other option but to take this matter to the courts and to solicit the support of civil society and the public to prevent further threats to the integrity of our CIP program and our country as a whole.
Leader of the opposition, Mr. Alan Chasney, as he addressed the nation last evening, and he was reading an open letter which he recently penned to the Prime Minister of St. Lucia regarding the ongoing CIP controversy. Let's take your calls right now at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And again, we turn our attention to Kimani and what's happening in the chat room.
In the chat room, someone saying Chasney believes that PJP can comprehend any part of that speech. Another comment in the chat, someone says, let's see, I wonder why the UK government didn't invite Claudius to a parliamentary proceeding instead. Let's see what else. Someone is saying, I wonder if the SLPs are happy. Based off the announcement by the Speaker of the House. But that's it for me, Tim.
Thank you so much. Let's see if we get a call online. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Good afternoon.
NewsSpin?
Yes, this is NewsSpin and you are on the air.
Huh?
Good afternoon to you, caller.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. Hello? Okay, you might want to call back, sir. 452-2979, persons calling from the diaspora, 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. WhatsApp message, somebody says, does the police department have a traffic department? The way the department works, it's not effective. Is it only when there is an accident or roadblock, the traffic department comes out? I believe they should revise the way this department works. If you've been listening to NewsSpin for a while now, you'd have heard complaint after complaint regarding the lack of resources. There are not a sufficient number of officers to man the traffic department of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. Because I think great emphasis, particularly by this administration, speaking about the allocation of resources and more trained police officers and vehicles, etc., you get the impression that emphasis is being placed primarily on other units of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force that deals directly with crime fighting, compared to the traffic department that deals with persons who violate traffic regulations and responding to crashes and collisions. The department is understaffed. And also note the number of vehicles that are being imported into St. Lucia, probably on a weekly or fortnightly basis, and you have more vehicles on our roads, you have more crashes, more collisions taking place, and therefore you definitely need to beef up the traffic department of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. Let's see if we have some more of your WhatsApp messages to go through. Somebody says there, Tim, the Prime Minister says we live in a society where everything is about money. Do you think he had CIP in mind when he made that statement? And another WhatsApp message. I believe that the Prime Minister is referring to the society of politicians and their hacks. I wonder if the society wants transparency and accountability. Kimani.
Someone in the chat is asking, Makulid, how much was your water bill this month? Another comment, oh, she's listening so she can answer. Another comment, the police cannot go arrest police officers based on information given by Kenny Anthony. It would also be ill-advised to arrest them based on a report. A report is not evidence. Someone says the sitting speaker being selected to attend the July 4th election in the UK is confirmation that the UK does not have a clue as to what goes on in these ex-colonies. Neither do they care. Because I can tell you, if they know what we know, that invitation or selection would never have got off the ground. Another comment in the chat, someone says, as we speak, CIP is in a mad rush to process 14,000 files for Galaxy before the UK and EU puts the axe down on the St. Lucia for the corruption in our CIP. Another comment, a pity most St. Lucians did not listen to the live because they were either engaged in semi-finals or cricket. Another comment, I don't understand why most government units are understaffed when there are plenty qualified people looking for work.
Somebody says, what do you mean there are not enough resources for the traffic department? Tim, the officers have been relegated to performing escort services and are always up and down the Grosedale Highway doing this task. Yes, I mean, I like to take this into consideration, but again, it basically explains what I said, that if you have police officers doing escorts, that means that they are not doing what they have been hired to do, or there's an insufficient number of police officers to man the traffic department of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. You need to have a sufficient number of those officers doing the escorts. You have another set of officers in immigration, another set of officers in the SSU, and you need a sufficient number of police officers in the traffic department, considering the reality on the ground right now, where we have a lot more vehicles, and as a result of this, we have many more crashes and collisions. We have a call. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Good afternoon. Hello. All right, lost that call. 4522979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. That's 716-2026. Last week, Friday, we did promise to show you a photograph of the one-man unit, and that is the canine that forms part. Very soon will be embarking upon his duties. I don't know if it's a he or she. The duties to be performed by that canine. That canine is Tyson. And you're watching, this is what Tyson looks like. In fact, that is Tyson himself. Okay, that's the picture of Tyson. Last week we showed you the kennel. Today we're showing you his photograph. That is Officer Tyson of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, and he is manning or dogging the canine unit, and is a gift from the government, the French government, and his stay here is being financed by the French. He's currently being trained. He has a trainer, and very soon he'll be placed in the care of local police officers and local handlers. So this is what Tyson looks like. That is Tyson in the flesh. You can see him there, all set to go on his own. 4522979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. What people are saying? What people are saying in the chat room about Tyson?
Someone says, got it. Galita Tyson. Oh my gosh, Tim. He does look a bit scraggly, I must say.
No. As Peter Thor says, don't you watch my size. I'm dangerous.
I said Tim in the charger.
452-2979. 452-2979. We have a caller line. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Tim, bon après-midi.
Makulet, bon après-midi.
Na kuto, oui, moi, t'en qui m'a amené de mon comme bill live.
Dino.
So, moi, haku yo, pas comme moi bill là.
Okay.
Moi, ka spécimen ça. Bon, depuis moi, bloc un peu ça, moi, bah, yo, a foutu au chalandi de là, puis m'a bail black bolage, moi, m'a bail de l'eau. Yo, pas moi, tiens de l'eau, m'a dit, au soir, pour mercredi, t'es net. Bon, l'application est comme stéréo, moi, à 12 heures, moi, à bouti, à quitter le site internet, 3-4 jours. Bon, moi, ni, depuis samedi, tout jour, à moi, ni. So, ma cabane blague, c'est beaucoup, c'est beaucoup, à faire tout travail, comme si yo pas me l'excès, à faire clair, moi, à bouti, ouvert, ma cabane, l'argent. Bon, moi-même, ni pour toi, payer l'argent, pour me porter, bah, c'est toute la nuit, tu auras pas moins de l'eau, pas moins de l'eau la nuit, puis m'a appelé, bill moins la nuit. So, pour mettre en full stop, c'est beaucoup, là, de bois, c'est beaucoup, là, à faire mon bail, moi, je vais suivre à monter au team manager, bah, yo. Puisque ça pas right, pourquoi bail de l'eau? Ou ni pour bail de l'eau, mon pour bail de l'eau. Ou qu'à faire un travail, fait travail ou mon aussi posé faire. Là, c'est bêtise, avec bail gouvernement, en tout cas, oui, je l'argent. Ah ouais, pas moi. C'est le bail de moi, bloc on blesse à mon côté, là, mon coup, office, ça, quand tu ne fais, moi, bail, c'est 58, avec make sure, moi, de l'eau, l'histoire, so, ma bail blague, puis moi, ni de l'eau aujourd'hui, puis l'application, c'est avec moi, à bout, so, tout le monde a été là 2-3 jours. C'est ça, moi, donne-moi d'outils, que m'a merci, moi, à couteau, mon tonneau.
Ok, merci, Makouled.
Yes, I.
Ok. Ou parlez pour jeune Makouled pour ça, il pas qu'à jouer ça. And her tone alone tells you she's a no-nonsense lady.
Exactly.
Yeah, but imagine the comments in the chat room. Not very kind, towards towards Tyson. There's a Tyson looks like a hyena.
He looks like a stray dog. That's what he's saying. Honestly, Tim, he looks very much straggly to me. But I guess he'll do.
The police F-it that dog. That's in the chat room. I'm just reading some of the comments there. All right, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody might just charge us with cruelty to animals, huh? Good afternoon, you're on the air. Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
I have something to say to you. It's a while I wanted to tell you that. But I'm going to say it in Creole.
Can you speak up, caller? You're a little low.
I'm going to say it in Creole.
That's a little better.
So it could have more weight.
Right.
Yeah. Moi, quand il voulait, oui, messieurs, qui pour travailler ça, on va faire. Ça, c'est un travail, pas n'importe quel nombre de l'excès. Si pas où avec NewsSpin, qui manière nous savons ça qui a fait dans le pays. Although we can toucher qui morceau comme ça. Mais si pas petit mon fils Poleon avec NewsSpin, qui manière nous savons qui ça qui a fait dans le pays ça. Tout le monde silence. Personne ne peut dire rien. Et bagaille qu'a fait dans le pays ça. So moi voulais oui messieurs, et moi voulais dire bon des gars protecter nous. Because moi ça la panique qui est mon dos là.
Oui,
ça on pas faire. Quand les moun encore d'ici ou ça, dis ça ouais tu vas écouter.
Yo aïe. Mais te demande mai, na consulté, I'm concerned and I'm primarily concerned with those people who have some affection for me, who respect me. I think they matter more than my detractors, in all honesty. The detractors do not matter to me at all. Never be too concerned about what your enemies are saying about you. Focus on the people who love you and who appreciate the work that you're doing.
So I would like to commend you on this job, and may God continue to guide you. This is what I wanted to see. Not only today, I want to tell you that for a while. And when I heard Rick touch a little bit on that, I said, okay, that's really a appropriate time to tell you that. So have the rest of the day.
Okay, thank you so much, caller. Much appreciated. Have yourself an enjoyable day as well. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have our NewsSpin question of the day. Why are personalities and not issues being discussed in the House? That question is posted on the NewsSpin Facebook page. Why are personalities and not issues being discussed in the House? And we also have our NewsSpin news of the day. Kenyan police forced to leave for UN-backed Haiti mission on Tuesday. Kenyan police forced to leave for UN-backed Haiti mission on Tuesday. Our NewsSpin news of the day. And let's see if we have any more of your WhatsApp messages. And somebody says there, you'll be nice to Tyson. I'm glad that the K9 unit is back. And a GoFund account to feed Tyson.
Someone says beggars can't be choosers, and I agree. We need the K9 unit. We have it.
Yeah.
But the comments are not nice to Tyson at all.
Don't worry. Tyson will earn the respect and the trust of his detractors. He has something to prove, and he will prove it.
Someone says, Tyson, welcome to St. Lucia, where you have to be able to take mapeweed to survive. So Tyson should be fine. Another comment, Diana's dog looks better than Officer Tyson. Someone else says, one thing to keep in mind, this is not just a dog anymore. It's a police officer in the K9 unit, so be careful as this new addition to the force has the same rights as other police officers. That's it for me, Tim.
All right, thank you so much. And as a broadcast, thank you so much for watching of the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin. Continue to enjoy your Monday, and we'll be back, God willing,